So question 8, part A, we need to express the journey from P to R in terms of C and D. So this means we're writing C and D. So where's the journey from P to R? Well, P to R is this, except we can't use this because we need to use C and D. So to get, well, the other way to get to P to R, besides from going that way, is to go along D and then reverse of the way down C. So what would this be? Well, to get to P and R, we need to go to D, and then we write negative C, because it's C, because this is vector C, except we're going the opposite direction. So when you go in the opposite direction to the way it's telling you to go, then you just do negative whatever that vector is. And that's your answer for that part. So for part B, we need to express the journey from T to V, which is this journey here, in terms of C and D. Now, hint, this is a part B, which usually means we need to use our answer from part A, which we do. So we're told that TP, so this line here, is equal to PQ. And what is PQ equal to? D. So bear that in mind. And then V is the midpoint of VR, of PR. So this is the midpoint of that. So, knowing all this, we can think, to get from T, how are we going to get to V? Well, we're going to have to go along this top line. So we can go from, oh, that was my rubber. You can go from T to P, and then P to Q, P to Q. And then this is 2D, because this is equal to this. So we have 2D. So we're now standing at Q, then we need to do, and then we need to think, well, this is going to be a negative C, because we have to get to R. So negative C, again, because we're using the vector C, except it's in the opposite direction, so then we do negative. And then, but how do we get to V? Because we're now standing at R. How do we get to V? Well, we found, using our answer from part A, we know that PR is D minus C. So this length here, going that way, is D minus C. So we want half of that. But we also need to do the opposite sign, because we're going in the opposite direction. We're going this way. And then P to R is the opposite way. So we're really going R to P. And we need half of it because V is the midpoint. So then we need to do subtract half of D minus C. And then we're asked to give our answer in its simplest form. So that's us done, so we're now at V. So then we simplify this, we do 2D minus C minus a half of D, and then be careful here, that's plus a half of C. So 2D minus a half, so 2D is 4 halves, minus a half gives us 3 halves, minus C plus half of C is minus half of C. And that's you done. So, hope you understand why I did this. I'll go over it again, because it is quite a hard one. So we first identified that P to Q is equal to T to P. Good, because if P to Q is equal to T to P, this D, this is D here. And then we're now standing at Q. We needed to do negative C to get to R. So now standing at R. And we knew that this line here, I'll do green again. So this line here, this vector, can be expressed as D minus C from our first answer. So we need to do half of that, because this is the midpoint. So that would be half D minus C, but we also needed to do the negative of that, because we're going in the opposite direction. So, hope that helped everyone. Thanks for watching.